What's going on, everybody? It's Rev. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. In today's video, we're going to be going over Dual Blades 101. We're going to be going over all the combos, what's worth doing, what's not worth doing, as well as some general tips and tricks. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get kicked off with what the Dual Blades actually are and what are some of the cool mechanics that you can utilize while using this weapon. The Dual Blades are kind of like that rogue thief style, more about dancing around the monster as well as utilizing all the tools in your toolkits to kind of gain the upper hand. But it's mainly more of a positioning and speed weapon than it is more of a like very intricate, very, you know, it's not a morph weapon. It's not, you know, pressing all these different buttons to guard attacks and all that stuff. It's more about staying out of harm's way. One of the cool mechanics of the Dual Blades is Demon Mode, which is an enhanced state that slowly drains your stamina. This is pretty much what the entire weapon is all about. When you're not in Demon Mode, you can see that the normal basic attack combo, what would normally be your bread and butter outside of Demon Mode, is only going to deal about 52 damage. However, if you use the 6-fold Demon Slash, it deals about 82 damage. Demon Mode is sort of where you want to try and reside throughout the entire hunt, if you can. Sometimes you need to sheath your weapon, which is totally fine. Sometimes you need to regain your stamina, which is also fine. But for the most part, the entire weapon is activating Demon Mode and staying in it as long as possible. Demon Mode can be activated by pressing right trigger, R2, or R on the keyboard, depending on your input device. But for the most part, these combos in the outside of Demon Mode just aren't really worth using. They don't do a lot of damage. They don't offer a lot of mobility. And so in general, it's probably just better if you're in a situation where you're like, man, I'm out of stamina. I'm just gonna, you know, hang back and then get my stamina back. There are also other ways throughout the game to manage your stamina a little bit better, whether it's through decorations or consumable items or a way that I'm going to be teaching you here a little bit further into this guide. So let's talk about the crux of the weapon, Demon Mode. Demon Mode is activated by hitting right trigger, R2, or R on the keyboard, depending on your input device. And like I said, this is the crux of the weapon. This is the Dual Blades. When you are in Demon Mode, your 6-fold Demon Slash is going to be available by pressing Y 3 times. Does way more damage than the basic combo outside of Demon Mode. And overall, it's going to be your bread and butter to build your Demon Gauge, which is underneath the sharpness meter at the top left. You can see it's almost full. And when it is full, it glows that orangey glow with the red outline. With our Demon Gauge full, that means we can exit Demon Mode and we'll go ahead and be in Archdemon Mode, which is like this white glow on your hands. That's how it's indicated. And it gives us some like carryover properties from Demon Mode into our normal, just kind of unenhanced state. So in Demon Mode, we kind of have this run and we have this slide. And if I exit it with Archdemon Mode on, I still have the slide dodge, as well as the Demon Flurry Rush, which is still that like evasive spin. And then we'll also still be dealing the same amount of damage with our flurry, but we kind of get those evasive properties that Demon Mode also has. With the slide, if you slide through something, an attack that's about to hit you, you'll get this blue buff as well. And that's a 10-second buff that gives you increased damage, as well as any further dodge after you dodge through that will also deal a few hits. So it's a good way to keep your offense going, and as well as just kind of giving you that fluid gameplay of dodging through attacks, you know, swinging a couple times, dodge through another one, you know, move out of the way, and maybe do some big damage. So we've talked about Demon Mode, we've talked about the Archdemon Mode and the enhanced dodge state, and thus far you can probably see how the weapon has a pretty simple game plan, which is, you know, kind of building a gauge and then staying out of harm's way with your enhanced dodges and all of that. But ideally, you're maintaining all of your resources for as long as possible while still being able to deal those big damage combos, which is what we're going to cover next. How do we deal big damage with the Dual Blades? Now, the Dual Blades, as I mentioned before, you want to live in Demon Mode. Demon Mode is where it's at. Our conundrum is that our stamina is steadily draining, and it gets even worse when we start dodging. However, Archdemon mode is giving us a little bit of a breather here. If we activate Demon mode, our stamina is slowly draining. However, if we use the Blade Dance, which is our big combo starter, it has a lot of animation lock, and it takes a while for you to be able to dodge out of it. That was as fast as possible as I could dodge. You can mash this combo 3 times by pressing Y and B at the same time, left and right click, or triangle and circle at the same time, and you can see that it dealt about 272 damage. We can take this combo even further by building our gauge up to get up to Archdemon mode. So with Archdemon mode available, after you Blade Dance for the first time, you can mash R2 to weave in and out of the Blade Dance and Demon Flurry combo for even more damage. Instead of about the high 200s, we did 336 damage there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this again. Watch the stamina bar. So Blade Dance, we're going to mash R2 or right trigger. You can see that we've recovered all of our stamina when we're weaving in and out of this combo. It gets even better. While you're utilizing this combo, let's do a Blade Dance, weave to the left. You can move while you're utilizing this combo when you're using the Archdemon moves. So let's try and string it all together. Let's enter Demon mode. Let's get a dodge here. Let's build a little bit of meter. Do a combo here. Get a dodge. Weave out of the way. Do a little bit of damage over here. You can kind of see how you can practice dancing around this like pseudo situation. Obviously the dummy is not as dangerous as an actual monster, but you can kind of see how you can weave this all together in a way that will allow you to keep your stamina going, keep your demon mode going, and keep you out of harm's way all at the same time. And this is essentially the main game plan of the dual blades. So we know our game plan, but what else can we do with the dual blades? With some wounds on the monster, if you hold L2 or left trigger or left alt or mouse 3 on mouse and keyboard, you'll be able to enter focus mode, which will allow you to see these red glows, which are monster wounds. If you press R1, you'll use something called your focus strike, which is called Turning Tide, which turns into the Heavenly Dance, which is very, very anime. This move does a lot of damage for what it is great for dealing additional damage, and does even more damage based on kind of how large the monster is. Very flashy, and pretty much this is I wouldn't be surprised if this was a lot of the reason why people wanted to try the dual blades. Utilizing your wounds is not the only way to get the Heavenly Dance. You can also enter demon mode and then dash off of the ledge, and you'll get the midair spinning Blade Dance, and if you land it properly, you'll go ahead and go into the Heavenly Dance. You can also do the Heavenly Dance from sliding by running down a hill, attacking, and then doing a dodge while your weapons are unsheathed. And then you can also do it from your Sacred by activating Demon Mode in midair and using your Y button or left click to activate the spinning dance as well. Overall, the Heavenly Dance does a lot of damage based on how large the monster is. However, if the monster isn't very large, you're not going to get a lot of damage, and your Blade Dance combo with the Archdemon weaving is going to be more damage overall. The final thing I want to cover has to do with tying together your whole game plan, but also utilizing focus mode while doing it. Sometimes a monster will attack in a strange way and move and contort its body in a weird way as well, which means that when you are using the not necessarily omnidirectional movement of the dual blades, you'll want to use the focus mode to kind of control where you're looking. And what I mean by this is, say you're weaving your big dance combo, you'll just want to stay kind of focused on the monster whilst doing that combo. So holding focus mode while doing your big combo is a good way to stay locked on. That way you don't just randomly move off to the side and start swinging at air. But that's pretty much going to do it for this guide. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll learn something. I think the dual blades are a ton of fun in this game, and I'm definitely going to be playing them even more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like. subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.